How intentional men really think. Let's talk about it.
I was just patient, never try skating. Fuck niggas hating.
Good morning, y'all. It's another great day out here. I wanted to jump in and do a video about intentional men. I wanted to break down our thought process and why, when we're going through the dating scene, we get frustrated. And I wanted to, discuss the things that we get frustrated with. My intentions with this video are for any intentional men watching. Hopefully I could speak for you. And maybe there's things that you have felt that you didn't know how to articulate. And you had this unclear, perception of dating. And you might have even been on the verge of quitting and giving up because you're like, this is not for me, And it's also intended for any women who might tap in because she's curious to know this is what's going on in the mind of intentional men. So you know what we're looking for. And so once you know what we're looking for in our intentions, now you know what to look for in us. I'm going to jump right in. I want to start by saying intentional men have a vision. He wants to find a woman he finds attractive, emotionally available, spiritually founded, mentally grounded, and intentional herself. He's looking for that. And so while he's going through the dating scene and he's talking to women, whether it's online or off, most of my content is regarding online dating. I do online dating. But regardless of how you meet a woman or how he meets a woman, he is looking for these attributes. He is looking for a woman who is spiritually founded, mentally grounded. He finds her attractive, and she's also emotionally available. So the women who are wounded beyond our control, who just have zero faith in men, we don't want you. We don't even want you. So you can go back and forth with us and bash men and say how there's no good men in the world and all men are dogs. We're not even looking at you. We're not trying to convince you of anything otherwise or nothing. We just deem you as somebody that's not an option. Okay? So here I got 10 things that an intentional man thinks. It's not what he wants. It might describe some things that he wants, but this is just how he thinks. 10 things. Number 1, he's not going with the flow. Sometimes when you ask a woman what she's looking for right now, she'll respond with, well, right now I'm just going with the flow, which implies that she doesn't have a sense of direction. She might not even know what she wants at the moment. She might be trying to maintain multiple love interests. She might not be ready for commitment. But bare minimum, this shows she doesn't have intent. It's unintentional. Going with the flow, simply put, is unintentional. I don't care which way you women try to word it. You try to come back to me and tell me, no, what that means is, we just want to get to know you more. No, we are too grown. And when you go through life and you have enough experiences and you've gathered enough information, you start avoiding certain things. And then you start pursuing other things. And that process of rather avoiding this And desiring that is where you start forming your intent, your intentions. So you tell an intentional man that you are going with the flow. He might, if he's even interested in pursuing you beyond that point, he might ask you, so what flows are you going with? Does the flow matter? Does the type of flow matter? And if you want to play, duh, what are you talking about? What if I said we can be friends with benefits? You with that flow? You probably say no. So that's a very vague statement. Going with the flow, very vague. And intentional men, we don't have the capacity anymore to entertain just going with the flow. Because we know that just going with the flow could potentially end up with us having our time wasted. And that's just something that intentional men would rather not do. Number 2, he's not interested in being in your friend zone. Come on, man. Friend zone? No. Intentional men do not reside in friend zones. Intentional men do not want to sit around and listen to women vent about other men to us. Or we don't want to sit around and hear about the dramas that you have going on. See, this I got a male friend stuff, or let's just be friends stuff, even if we were being platonic friends, I'm not talking about in the manipulative sense. Men and women, unless this woman has a lot of the same traits as a man, we won't have too much to talk about. I mean, even if we do, let's say we are both in the music industry and she's a singer and I'm a rapper. We talk about music for sure. Okay. What if we're both interested in movies? We could sit here and talk about classic, new Marvel movies, comedy movies, actors, the stats. You know, we can do all that. Okay, cool. But ultimately, men, we don't do certain things that women do. Unless we have more female-like tendencies, but I'm not referring to those type of men. We don't want to gossip or hear gossip. We don't want to watch reality shows in most cases. Most cases. So we don't want to sit there and watch Grey's Anatomy with you in most cases. Or reality TV. Or hear about your girlfriend's issues with her boyfriend. Or your cat fights. That's not appealing to us. We don't care about your nails, acrylic, designs, and color. Although it looks good, we don't want to talk about that. So intentional men, we don't want to sit in your friend zone. That does not excite us at all. That's something that we do, you know, maybe on pastime activities, or if you were our woman, okay, we're obligated to hear you out. But if we don't know you and we're trying to get to know you, we don't want to sit in your friend zone. Number 3, we don't want no friend with benefits. Let me break that down to you, because I've had lots of friends with benefits before in my life, and I've grown to be a more intentional man. But what comes with friends with benefits, we don't want to play house no more. Nothing comes from that but blurred boundaries, misunderstandings, pressure to be with someone we never saw fit for the long term. And we don't want to have you fill in that space that the woman that we do consider long term needs to be sitting in. So while we're dealing with you and just friends with benefits, and then we meet some other woman, the place in our life, the intimacy part, that's been occupied at the moment. And we're not looking to balance more than one sexual partner. So we've learned that we got to shut that area of our minds down and be more intentional. So that's not something that's going to be an idea you can present to an intentional man and they sound good to him. It's going to sound like a waste of time. He probably has already done that 10, 20 times over. Number 4, we are not tricks. We don't want to pay your bills, and we don't want to pay for your time and attention. We don't care how attractive you are. We don't care if you're a bad bitch. That's irrelevant. If we can't build an emotional connection with you, we don't want your romance if it's based on our finance. We don't want it. So all of this, my time is money. You're going to be broke with us. We're not paying for your time. That sounds like buying a prostitute. And if we wanted to do that, we'd go just pay for a prostitute. We're not going to pay you for your time because you think you're the hottest thing smoking. So, intentional men, don't entertain that. Number 5, we are not in a rush. And I'm telling you this for any woman out there that thinks that she's going to woo a guy in the early stages of a relationship to lock him down because you saw potential in him, regardless if it was with good or bad intent. So don't try to get with us today or talk to us today and think we're going to be in a relationship at the end of the week. We are not in a rush. And don't think that because we are intentional that we're trying to lock you down by the end of the week. Huge misconception. We just don't want our time wasted. We want to have a healthy pace, but a gradual pace. We don't want to be at a healthy pace, but just rotating like rotisserie chicken. We want to get up and go. We want to go places. We want to move up. We want to see things progress. All that unintentional stuff and friend zone and going with the flow, that's just spinning your wheels. It's like doing donuts at the intersection. Eventually, you're going to get dizzy. And we can't think clear if we're dizzy. Number 6, we'd like to avoid another toxic dynamic situation or relationship. So if you're involved with somebody, seeing somebody, married, bisexual, not over your ex, aren't who you say you are, you even live with an ex, you like to argue and fight, you're not showing signs of being a trustworthy woman, we don't want you. And we are looking for this. So don't come to an intentional man with that garbage. Don't try to friend zone or side chick us. Intentional men don't go in those categories. We don't look for that. We'd avoid that at all costs. We don't have sex with other men's girls. And not saying that's something that never happens. I'm not speaking for each and every single man in the world, but intentional men, we're not interested in that. We want something that's for us and only us. And we need to see that when we pursue you, you have the capability, the capacity to be a one man's girl. Okay. Number 7, we don't want no bad bitch. We don't want no bad bitch. We want a good woman. Your social status means absolutely nothing to us. We don't care how many likes, comments, followers, or viewers that you have. In fact, we prefer a girl who didn't do social media, if that's at all possible. But if you did have a social media, hopefully you're not one of these women posting thirst traps, half naked pics, got an OnlyFans account, regardless if you only showing your feet or not. Anything that a woman is doing to gain financial status, public status, popularity status, if you're doing any of those things, therefore you are a bad bitch, we don't want you. That's not what we want. If the man is anything like me, I don't even follow you. When I scroll down my Instagram, I don't see not one bad bitch. And I got a lot of friends who they'll be scrolling through their IG in front of me. I'll be like, you got to delete all that, bro. And I'm not telling them what to do, but me knowing who they are and how they think and what they want, I'll be like, all that's fogging up your brain. Because that good woman's going to come around and you're going to be thinking that she got to look like that. Her status got to match that. Nah, you want to get that out your head. If you're going to follow women, follow good, respectful women with boundaries and class. We don't do IG models. Number 8, we don't wait in line. Nah, we not waiting our turn. If when we approach you, you are unavailable, we just take our L and walk away. So all of this leaving us on red for 2 and 3 days, even if we answer you when you reach back out, we ain't waiting in your line. We wasn't patiently waiting. If we were waiting, we opened up our options as well. We are not going to sit back here in the cut like some poodle waiting on his lunch. I'm waiting on you to let him fall on his back so you can tickle him and his nerves can move. Hello, doggy. No. We not chihuahuas. We pit bulls. We want it now. If you ain't got time for us right now, no problem. You have a good one. And I'm not saying being with us now. Like I said, we are not in a rush. But because we want to see where this can go, that reciprocal interest and that reciprocal energy must be a factor. As my boy would say, I don't want nothing shorter than my order. Number 9, we know our worth. So you can't convince us that we don't deserve a woman like you. You can't convince us that we are beneath you. You can't convince us that we are all them words that y'all call good guys, lame, square, boring. We don't care to impress you. We don't care to engage in anything with you if you don't see our worth. We are not going to become insecure because you want to fuck boy. You can have him and he can have you. Good guys are not your side pocket objects or little trinkets that you got hanging from your keys. That's just there for decoration. We are not Christmas ornaments. Stop trying to play us. Don't even try. I'm telling this video right here is letting you know how we think. You got to be an arrogant fool to think that a man who has values, class, respects himself, knows what he wants, doesn't treat people wrong, is transparent, is going to sit back and wait for you while you fuck around because you look good. Man, my God is a good guy. He made 1,000 billion gazillion dimes. Every single time I thought I was thirsty over a woman for the way she looked, instantly forgot about that woman when I seen a woman who looked even equally as good or better. You ain't the only one. And you probably think right now, you ain't the only one. We don't care. We don't care. Leave us alone. Don't try to breadcrumb us. Give us a little attention and get us to bow down and get us to think that there could be something there, only to find out that once you felt like you got us hooked, you went right back to the same shit you've been doing. Entertaining multiple men. We'd probably be the one to close that door for you if you don't do it. Number 10, we are not easily finessed. I frustrate people all the time, women. I frustrate women all the time. Trying to play me? You think because I'm nice, respectful, I'm helpful, I'm generous, I'm kind, I'm God-fearing, I'm loyal. You think that's my weakness? You delusional. The dry begging, the speaking out loud what you want as if I'm supposed to be making a mental note. We don't care. If you don't know how to communicate like an adult, we not listening. The mental games, the silent treatments when you ain't getting your way, the pouting, that will get you dismissed. We will hold you accountable. We will ask you what's going on. There will be time for it to have a discussion. Nobody said because we was nice that we didn't have a backbone. You made an assumption and it was the wrong one. And even if we tolerate it for a little bit, we're going to run out of gas. So if you are unintentional, you'd be wasting your own time entertaining an intentional man. You're wasting your own time. You ain't going to waste ours because we are heavily guarded, we're protected, and we're intentional. And we observe very well. We have the ability to be manipulative too, but we choose to use our talents for good. That's our option. We can be a dog tomorrow if we wanted to, but we're steadfast. We want to progress. We left that in the past. And if you come around with your little going with the flow energy, you the prize energy, you want princess treatment, you expect men to pay your bills, that ain't gonna go nowhere. Ain't gonna go nowhere at all. So that was my video on how an intentional man thinks. And hopefully, if any intentional man out there didn't have like guidelines, maybe they don't journal. I do. Maybe they don't take notes. I do. Maybe they don't sit there and think about their own boundaries that they want to have in place when they're going out there and dating. Well, here goes something you can use. Look out for these women out here, man. Look out for these unintentional women. Don't be hyper-focused on her looks. That's what bad boys do. They date women because they look like Barbie dolls. Because she got the BBL. Because she in that slim, tight Gucci dress. Because she got the weave going all the way down to her butt. Just listen to the radio. Watch music videos. You see it. You see these girls, they take it off. They got 2 inches of hair. But when they put the weave on, it's all the way down to her butt. That might be good to look at. Any man who goes to strip clubs, and you could be a good man and go to strip clubs. I don't like teasing myself like that. And I don't want to be confusing myself. I ain't gonna get you. You ain't coming home with me. And if you're the type of guy that say, shit, I go to the strip club, I always leave with a chick. Well, I'm not talking for you or to you. Nope. Because intentional men don't do shit like that. Intentional men like to focus on only the things that make his situation better. Only the things that are proactive and progressive. Nothing counterintuitive or counterproductive. Nothing that sets him back. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jerome, and this has been another episode of The Superb Word. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of y'all day, y'all. And be intentional. All right.